What's up, metalheads? How's it going? Doing alright myself. Just want to bring you guys another genre CD collection video. Last time I done my thrash metal CDs, so this time I'm here for my metalcore CDs. And if you guys want to see my thrash metal CD collection, I will have a end screen at the end of this video for you guys to check it out for those who haven't saw it yet. But yeah, guys, honestly, before I start this metalcore CD collection now, I'm gonna be honest here with you guys. I don't have the best metalcore CD collection, even though metalcore is probably my favorite subgenre as of now, because it's what I listen to the most, even though I do enjoy other subgenres of metal, of course. So let's go ahead and get started with my first one. So this band right here, I'm a big fan of this band, but sadly as of now only have one album from them, and the band is called All That Remains, and their album Victim of the New Disease. And this album is basically a heavier side of All That Remains, because their albums previous to this were all softer in most of the songs, if you guys know what I mean. But there's a couple softer songs on here, but it's still got some heavy songs on here too. So some songs on here that are heavy are the opening track, Fuck Love, Victim of the New Disease, the title track, is pretty heavy. Wasteland is a heavy one. Blood I Spill, just to name about 3 or 4. But yeah, this album overall is very good. Definitely one of my favorite metalcore albums that I have on CD. Okay, so the next band is also a band I'm a huge fan of, and I'll have one album for this band as well. But when I get more money from this band, I'm going to get another album from them. But for now, this is Architects UK, also known as Architects. And this is their 2018 album, Holy Hell. And man, this album is fantastic. It really is. The first album without Tom, who passed away sadly in August of 2016. But yeah, you could just feel the emotion and hard work and stuff that they've really put into this album. Definitely an album that y'all should look into. Really great album. Okay, so this next band, sorry again guys, some of these bands only have one album for, but I'm definitely looking forward to get more when I have enough money to. But this next band, this one might make y'all a little bit mad at me, but I'm a big fan of the band. But the only album I have from them as of now is their latest album, which came out back in September of this year, in 2019, and of course that is As I Lay Dying with their album Shaped by Fire. And this album is in my top 3 albums of 2019, which I'll be uploading that video in about 2 or 3 weeks, so near the end of December almost. But yeah, overall, Shaped by Fire by As I Lay Dying is an amazing album. Definitely an album that y'all should once again check out, because you won't be disappointed with it, because it's a fantastic album. Okay, so this next band is the last one for right now. We only have one album from, and this one might get me a little bit of hate because this band is overhated. But this band is called Asking Alexandria, and it's their 2009 debut album called Stand Up and Scream. And honestly, if you ask me, my perspective for this album is definitely, I think this is their best album, honestly, because Final Episode, Let's Change the Channel is just an amazing song. I love the screams from Danny on the song when he hits the chorus and says, "Oh my God," you're just wanting to headbang your head off, because it's a really awesome song. Another song I like from this album is, what's another song on here? Not the American Average, another awesome song. Another good song would be, let's see, A Prophecy, that's also a good one, just to name about 3. But yeah, this album overall is awesome. Y'all might hate me for it, but I think it's a good album. Okay, so the next band, let me see, I got 3 albums from this band. Big fan of this band as well. But first up is their 2007 album, Messengers, and this album is fantastic. Definitely their heaviest album in terms of the sound, at least in my opinion it is. But yeah, this album is fantastic. I'm definitely glad to have it in my CD collection because I wouldn't know what to do without it because it's an amazing album. Just riffs that will hit you and have you headbanging forever the whole time. Just an amazing album. Okay, next up is their album Constellations, and now this album isn't as good as Messengers, but it still is a good album. So definitely check it out, y'all. Really good album as well. Not as good as Messengers, like I said, but still a good album. Okay, and last for August Burns Red for now is their album Phantom Anthem. So yeah, this album, it's not, in my opinion, don't give me hate, but I don't think this album is good as the other two August Burns Red albums that I do have, but I still do think it's a good album. I don't think it's as good as Constellations or Messenger or even some of their albums that I don't have, but I still think this is a very good album. Probably one of the best of 2017. Still a good album though. Okay, and this next band I'm a huge fan of, but they only released 2 metalcore albums because after their 2003 album, Waking the Fallen, they went into more of a hard rock sound, and they've been that way ever since. So yeah, but the band is of course Avenged Sevenfold, and this is their debut album called Sounding the Seventh Trumpet. And I know I said before on a channel that I don't really have anymore, I said this is their worst album, but when I listened to it fully before, I actually enjoyed it more than I thought I would. So yeah, this isn't their best album by any means, but I still do think it's a good album for what it is, guys, if I'm being honest here. Okay, and Avenged Sevenfold's last ever metalcore album that they ever put out, Waking the Fallen, just a really great album, definitely one of the best early 2000s metalcore album, just fantastic. Really great album. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on to the B's here. Okay, so first up for my B section is this band here, and I really like this band, big fan of this band, one of the best UK bands ever, in my opinion at least. Some people don't like their music, but I understand that, but I respect their opinion, of course. But yeah, this is their album, Screaming Fire, just a really great album. Favorites from this would be the title track, Hearts Burst into Fire, Waking the Demon, Deliver Us from Evil, End of Days, and the closing track, Forever and Always. And Forever and Always is a very underrated track. Definitely a fantastic album. My favorite Bullet for My Valentine album as well. Great album. Okay, next up is their album Fever. Now, this album is really, really good. So, don't really have much to say about this one, but it is a great album. So, definitely check it out, y'all, if you haven't already, because it's a great album. It's their 2010 album Fever, but yeah, definitely a good album. Okay. Next up is an album from them that is very hated, and I don't get why, because at least this is the original sound, and of course this is their 2013 album Temper. Not their best, but still a great metalcore album for what it is at least. So yeah, guys, definitely check this one out. Don't get the hate behind it, because it's still a metalcore album no matter what people think about it. Okay, and this is the last good album from this band since their 2018 album Gravity is not a metalcore album. I'm not including it in this video. But last for Bullet for My Valentine is their album Venom, which was released back in 2015. And like I said, I'm not including their latest album Gravity in this metalcore video because Gravity is not a metalcore album. I think it's more of a pop rock, radio friendly album, which is just, no, it don't go for me. Definitely a regret purchase, but Venom on the other hand is their last good album, for sure. Favorites from this would be No Way Out, Army of Noise, Worthless, You Want a Battle, Here's a War, Broken, Venom, Skin, and Pariah. But yeah, overall, Venom from Bullet for My Valentine, like I said, at least in my opinion, is their last good album. Okay, so this next band, I have all of their albums, and let's start off with their debut album, This is Demon Hunter. They're a Christian metalcore band, but still a great band that everyone should be listening to, no matter if you don't like Christian music at all in general. This band is for you. But yeah, this is their debut self-titled album, and like I said a couple times before, I think this is one of the very best debuts in music ever, no matter what genre you're talking about. This album is a must-have. Just a really fantastic album. Okay, next up is Demon Hunter's album Summer of Darkness, and that glare, I really apologize about that, guys, because it's really bad when it comes to these jewel cases. I guess because of the plastic or whatever, but because they're made out of plastic, of course, but either way, it should be fine. But yeah, this is Demon Hunter's second album, Summer of Darkness, and now, this isn't their best album by any means, but I still do think it's a good album, probably one of their heaviest albums. Just still a good album, not their best, but still a good one. Okay, next up is an album that is really good, and it's also by Demon Hunter, since I do have all 10 of their albums, studio albums at least, yeah. But yeah, this is their album, The Triptych, and The Triptych is a really great album. Definitely enjoyed this one overall. And the first time I heard it, I wasn't feeling it, but the more and more I heard it, it grew on me more. So yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of this band and this album. Just awesome album. Okay, and next up is honestly my favorite Demon Hunter album, and it is their album, Storm the Gates of Hell. This is the special edition. But either way, this album is fantastic. Favorites from this album would be the title track, Storm the Gates of Hell 16, featuring Bruce Fitz Hugh. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing his last name wrong. He's the lead singer of Christian band Living Sacrifice. But yeah, that song is awesome. Carry Me Down, just a beautiful ballad. Definitely one of the best Demon Hunter ballads ever. It's a fantastic song. Thorns is a good one. Follow the Wolves, The Wrath of God, and even the two bonus tracks, No Reason to Exist and Grand Finale, awesome. But yeah, just a great album overall. Definitely must have for any Demon Hunter fan. Just a fantastic album. Words can't even express it. Okay, next up is their album, The World is a Thorn, and this isn't their best album, but I still do think it's good for what it is, honestly. So yeah, just average album at best. Okay, next up is their 2012 album, True Defiance, and as you guys can tell, I keep taking that poster down to the booklet for this because I end up having to, you know, take it down sometimes so I can show y'all. So yeah, this is their album, True Defiance, just a really fantastic album. Okay, next up is their album, Extremist, and this album is one of their albums that brought me to Demon Hunter because of their song on this album called I Will Fail You, just a beautiful ballad. My first ever time hearing anything from Demon Hunter, but I'm sure glad that I did because this band is amazing, and Extremist overall is a great album. Definitely up there in their top 5, in my opinion. Okay, just a few more for Demon Hunter. So next up is their album, Outlive, which came out in 2017. Just another album that I think is average, along with their album, The World is a Thorn. So yeah, still an average album. Not bad, but just average. At least in my opinion it is. Okay, next up is one of their 2019 albums. This one is their album War, and this album is really good. The replay value now, it was kind of strong for me at first, but I haven't listened to this album in about 2 months or so, so yeah, but still a good album. I don't remember how long it was. I was just guessing on how long I listened to it last. I don't really remember, but still a good album. Okay, and last for Demon Hunter is their other album from 2019, which is their album Peace. And now this album is softer than War, but still a good album for what it is, guys. Not bad, but really good album still. Softer material from them, but still good album. Okay, so next up is a band that I'm a big fan of, definitely essential for any metalcore fan out there, and this band is called Killswitch Engage, and this is their album, As Daylight Dies. And now, As Daylight Dies is probably my favorite album of the Howard Jones era of KSC because his cleans and uncleans are fantastic. Jesse Leach is great too, I'm just saying, but yeah, I think this is their best album with Howard Jones on vocals. There's some really great songs like Daylight Dies, This Is Absolution, The Arms of Sorrow, My Curse, Eye of the Storm, Break the Silence, and Reject Yourself. But yeah, this album overall is amazing. Definitely essential for any metalcore fan, at least I think it is. Okay, next up, well, these next three albums from Killswitch Engage include their original vocalist Jesse Leach on vocals. So next up is their album, this on The Descent, and I just recently reviewed this album a few days ago. So if you guys haven't saw the review, then please check it out because I try my best to review this album. But yeah, still a great album. One of my favorite KSC albums, just fantastic, amazing album, and a great return for sure for Jesse Leach because this album hits hard. It really does. It's got heavy riffs, great unclean vocals, great clean vocals. Just overall an amazing album, and for any metalcore fan out there, at least that's how I see it. Just a great album. Okay, next up is Killswitch Engage's album Incarnate, and yes, this is the special edition because I prefer this version of the album over the original because Loyalty is definitely one of my favorite Killswitch Engage songs ever, to be honest. Just a great way to announce this special edition. But yeah, this album overall, no matter what version, it's still good. I'm just saying I prefer this special edition over the original, but yeah, still a good album. And last for Killswitch Engage, until I get their other albums, is their latest album, Atonement. And as you guys can see right here, and back there, is the poster for this exact album. But yeah, this album overall, it's a shorter album, but it's still a good album. Definitely gonna be in my top 3 of 2019, just a really great album. Okay, next up is a band from Kentucky, and now this band might seem like they're not metalcore, but they're a mixture of hardcore and metalcore, so I'm including them in the video anyhow. And this is their album called A Different Shade of Blue, and the band is called Knocked Loose. Just a really fantastic band, and this album is their second album, I believe, but yeah, this album overall is good, and one of these days I'll get their debut album. But for now, I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy their latest album, A Different Shade of Blue. Just a fantastic album. I know, like I said, it's a mixture of metalcore and hardcore, but either way, still wanted to include it in the video. Just a really great album. Definitely going to be in my top 10 of 2019. Okay, next up is a band that I'm still a little bit new to, but I do listen to them quite a bit on a daily basis when I am listening to metalcore. And the band is from Ohio, and they're called like Moths to Flames, and this is their debut album, When We Don't Exist. And favorites from this would be The Worst in Me, GNF, You Won't Be Missed, Your Existence, My Own Grave, Something to Live For, and Real Talk. But overall, When We Don't Exist from like Moths to Flames is a fantastic album. Definitely one of their heaviest albums. Just an amazing album, and I can't wait to hear their new album whenever they release it, because When We Don't Exist and the albums after it are just amazing. But yeah, just a great album. So next up is a band that I'm a big fan of as well, just like the other bands that I showed off so far. But yeah, this band is called Motionless in White, and I only have 2 albums from them so far. I've been wanting to get more of them, but I'll do that when I can. So first up is their album called Creatures, and this album is amazing. One of these days I will give you guys a review of it. probably sometime before the end of 2019. That's at least what I want to do. But overall, this album is amazing. Definitely check it out, guys, if you haven't. And it's their debut album, but yeah, this album is very, very heavy, very good. Okay. Next up is another Motionless in White album, and it's their album that came out back in June of this year, and it's their album Disguise. Some people might prefer the alternate artwork, but either way, I want to let the artwork affect the music because this is a very diverse album and it's really good. I won't say it's as good as Creatures, but it's still a good album, and this is definitely going to be in my top 10 albums of 2019. Just a really great album. Favorites from it would be the title track, Disguise, Thoughts and Prayers, Undead Ahead 2, The Tale of the Midnight Ride, Another Life, Broadcasting from Beyond the Grave, Death Inc., Branding Numb, and the closing track, Catharsis. But yeah, still a good album. Definitely can't wait for y'all to see my year-end list. Okay, and the last stack for my metalcore CDs, even though I don't have the best metalcore selection. So this next band, I have 2 albums from them. So first up is Of Mice and Men's album, Restoring Force Full Circle, because this is the deluxe edition of the album. But yeah, this isn't my favorite Of Mice and Men album by any means, but I still think this is a very good album from Of Mice and Men. Like I said, it's not my favorite, and I don't think it's their best, but it's still a good album. Okay, and their other album that I have is their latest album, Earth and Sky. Just a really great album. This album is going to be in my top 10 albums of 2019 as well. Just want to point that out there. So yeah, this album, Earth and Sky, is a really great album, and I definitely think it's a lot better than Restoring Force, for sure. Okay, so the next band is considered metalcore and post-hardcore, but still, either way, I still wanted to include them in this video. So first up is their album, Let the Ocean Take Me, and the band is called The Amity Affliction. They're an Australian band, but overall, this band is really good. Don't have much to say about this album, but I did review it before on one of my channels. I don't remember exactly which one, but if you guys want my full opinion on it, then just go watch the review. But yeah, overall, I still do think this is a very good album. Definitely one of their best. Okay, and last for the Amity Affliction is their album, This Could Be Heartbreak. And this album, at first I thought it was a softer album, but it still does have some heavier songs. But yeah, I still think This Could Be Heartbreak by the Amity Affliction, I still do enjoy an album. I don't think it's as good as Let the Ocean Take Me, but I still do really enjoy this album. Definitely need to give it a spin again when I get the chance. Okay, just a little bit left, guys. Okay, so next up is a band that I only have one album for, and the band is called The Devil Wears Prada, and the album is called Dear Love, A Beautiful Discord, and this is their debut album. This is another band from Ohio, and this isn't their best album by any means, but it's still a good album for what it is. Okay. Next up is a band that many people might have a debate with when it comes to their genre, and the band is called Trivium. So let's go ahead and get started with the first one. Okay, so this is Trivium's album, Ember to Inferno, and like I said before, this isn't my favorite album from them by any means, but I still do think it's a very good debut album. Okay, next up is their album, Ascendancy, and this is definitely in my top 3 Trivium albums of all time, because why not? It's heavy, it's aggressive, it's amazing overall, just a really great album. Definitely one of their best. Okay, next up, honestly guys, this is my favorite Trivium album to date, and it is their album called Shogun, but yeah, this album overall is amazing, and many people might argue that this is not a metalcore album, but I strongly disagree with that because it's got that metalcore sound when it comes to Trivium, believe me guys. It may not be as heavy as some of their earlier albums, but I still do think it's a good album. Definitely my favorite Trivium album to date, honestly. Okay, next up is Trivium's album In Waves, and now this album is in my top 5 Trivium albums because I know this isn't their best album, but I still do think that it belongs in their top 5 because it's a really good album, guys. So if you want to hear some Trivium that's a little bit different than their first few albums, then this album is for you because I think it's a great album. Not their best, but still a good or great album from Trivium. Okay, next up is my least favorite Trivium album, but I still do think it's a great album, and it's their album called Vengeance Falls, and I still do like this album, but I just don't think it's their best, and it's not my favorite, but it still has some enjoyable tracks like Brave the Storm, the title track, Vengeance Falls, Strife, To Believe, At the End of This War, Through, Blood and Dirt and Bone, and the closing track, Wake Then This Night. But yeah, still good album. Not their best, but I still do give a little bit of credit to the album because I do think it's good. Even though I think it's their worst, I still do think it's a good album. Okay, now this next album, many people probably like, oh, this album isn't metalcore because Matt didn't get to scream on it. Well, the reason for that is because Matt Hefe, who is the lead vocalist of Trivium, blew his voice like a year prior to it, so he couldn't scream on their next album. But yeah, this album is called Silence in the Snow, but despite not having any screams on it, only clean vocals, I still think this is a great album. So yeah, I do think it's better than Vengeance Falls, to be honest. But favorites from this album would be Until the World Goes Cold, just amazing song, definitely one of my favorites from Trivium ever. Silence in the Snow is a great one, Dead and Gone's a great song, The Ghost That's Haunting You, a great song, just to name a few. But yeah, this is still a great album. No matter what people think, I still think it's a great album. Definitely not their best, but still great album from Trivium. Okay, and last for Trivium is their latest album until they release their new album sometime in 2020, I hope. And this album is called The Sin and the Sentence, and this is my second favorite Trivium album, honestly, right behind Shogun. But yeah, this album overall is a great album and probably an album that any metalcore or metal fan can get into. But yeah, favorites from this would be The Sin and the Sentence, Beyond Oblivion, Other Worlds, The Heart From Your Hate, Betrayer, Endless Night, Beauty and Sorrow, and closing track, Thrown in the Fire. But yeah, this album overall is great. Definitely one of the best Trivium albums, and definitely one of the best albums of the 2010s era, and for 2017, just an amazing album. A must-have for anybody that's into metal. Okay, so these next two bands all have one album from them as of now, but I do like these bands despite that. But yeah, this next band, many people probably wasn't expecting me to have an album from this band, but I do, and the band is called Unearth, and this is their album called The Oncoming Storm. And it's been a little bit since I listened to this, but this album is an amazing album. Definitely one of my favorite Unearthed albums. I definitely get more from this band because I still think they're a great album, even though I have one album from them. But overall, The Oncoming Storm by Unearthed is a must-have and a must-check out for any early 2000s metalcore fan, or any metalcore fan in general, if I'm being honest. But that brings me to the last album of my metalcore collection, and it is the band called Wage War and their album Deadweight. And I know they have 2 other albums out, but I'll get those when I get the chance. But yeah, Wage War's album Deadweight is very good. Definitely one of my favorite metalcore albums of 2017, along with Trivium's album, The Sin and the Sentence. But yeah, Dead Weight by Wage War is definitely in my top 2 Wage War albums, because their latest album, Pressure, was kind of a disappointment. Not a bad album, but yeah. Overall though, Dead Weight is a great album. Definitely need to get Blueprints and Pressure though when I get the chance. I believe that's the name of their first album, but yeah. For now, only album I have from them is Dead Weight. But overall guys, that's gonna wrap it up for my metalcore collection. And like I said, I know I don't have the best metalcore collection, but I tried guys. Big fan of metalcore though nonetheless. But yeah guys, tell me which metalcore albums you have. Let me know what your favorite metalcore bands are and all that good shit. But other than that guys, y'all, thanks for watching. I gladly appreciate it. But yeah, y'all stay rockin', stay heavy, and keep it metal. See y'all next time. Peace.